This upper level moisture that's coming in from this low pressure, and that low pressure is going to sit and hang out with us, going to move very, very slowly. So that's what's going to cause all of that rain to stick with us for just a little while longer. The storm is producing quarter-size hail. It has a history of producing wind gusts of 60 miles an hour. We're no longer seeing that, but there are some gusty winds in there, so you just want to make sure that you're on the lookout for that. We've also been seeing some localized flooding in the Billings area, so we're asking that if you do see the roadways flooded with water, that you don't drive on them. Remember the saying, turn around, don't drown. Weather, we also just to the north of us, including areas such as Roundup, Lewistown, all the way into Jordan, has a slight risk for some severe weather. That does include some strong wind gusts going in here as well. We have about a 15% chance of seeing some of those extra strong winds. Projected that crest to be at 13.6 feet. That's just over that minor flood stage. And then we'll see it continue to teeter-totter along that line of minor flood stage. And again, because that low pressure is so far south, we are seeing everything kind of calm down just a little bit. So we're not expecting as much rain, which is why those river forecasts have gone down just a little bit. But by 7 p.m., we are seeing heavier pockets of rain, even right around the Magic City area and over into Big Timber. Yesterday we were sitting at almost 90 degrees, so we are 22 degrees colder at this time than we were yesterday. If you want to take them out to the park or go to any of those splash pads or anything, we're talking about 88 degrees by noon. We do have a little bit of a wind coming out of the northeast at 6 miles an hour of the work week, and it's going to be a little bit crazy just like this. I'll go ahead and send it back to you. Now you are starting to see some of those flashing lights as they're starting to get the presidential motorcade a little bit closer. You're looking at all of those flashing lights from the Billings Police Department working their way down First Avenue North here at Family Fun Night until about 8 o'clock tonight, so we're about halfway done, almost halfway done, and you can come meet Leroy. Trooper Meese trains with SAR once a week, and he's gone ahead and put a drug odor that SAR is trained to sniff out, so we'll see how she does. When you come and take pictures with Mater, you can try to help him out by fixing his tire and putting some money in his tire repair fund. Well, thank you so much for sticking with us. If you haven't gone outside yet today, I would highly recommend it because it is beautiful out there. We have a breeze out there, winds coming out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour, so it's calmed down a little bit as we move throughout the rest of your evening hours. We'll continue to see those winds calm down just a little bit, but we are seeing that temperature sitting at 74 degrees, and you're going to want to enjoy this 74 degrees because as we go over the next couple of days, we are going to see those temperatures be on the rise significantly. And even though we said those winds are sitting at 9 miles an hour, we actually have some wind gusts getting up to 17 miles an hour. If you're over in Livingston, you got wind gusts up to 21 miles an hour, and we are still seeing some stronger winds over in the eastern plains, so wind gusts of 28 miles an hour in Miles City, with those sustained winds sitting at 17 miles an hour. Sustained winds of 24 miles an hour up in Glendive. But as we go over the next couple of days, we'll continue to see those winds calming down just a little bit. We are going to keep things just a little bit breezy out there, and those temperatures across the region are beautiful, sitting in those 70s. This is actually where we should be for this time of the year, in these low to mid 70s for most of us. So 71 degrees in Miles City, 74 over in Forsyth, 71 down in Cody, and 72 degrees over in Livingston. And like I said, we're going to see temperatures increase dramatically as we head into your Monday, so into the start of your work week. We're looking at 83 degrees for you on Sunday. Then we're looking at 89 degrees on Monday. We can even see some locations getting into those lower 90s, so you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of water if you're out there on Monday. Then we see temperatures dramatically drop back down into the mid 70s by Tuesday before slowly trying to make their way back up into those mid to upper 80s. But as we head into the rest of your overnight hours, it's going to be pretty nice out there, seeing those temperatures in the low 50s to mid to upper 40s the further west that you go, but it's going to be mostly clear out there. Maybe a few clouds trying to linger and hang on out, and then we'll get into tomorrow where we see those temperatures climbing back up into those low to mid 80s and into the 70s, so the higher you go. So if you're over down into Red Lodge, you're going to see 74 degrees, and if you're heading out, it's going to be rather warm, so just make sure that you are wearing appropriate clothing and have lots of water with you if you're going over to Zoo, Montana for the Renaissance Festival. And tonight is actually a movie in the park. It's going to be beautiful out there. I would still bring a sweatshirt just in case if you do get a little bit chilly when you get into those 50s. So as we get into tomorrow by 7 a.m., nice clear conditions. We have this high pressure hanging out with us, and it's going to help us out as we go all throughout the day. On Sunday, It's going to remain nice and clear as we get a little bit later into your Sunday evening. That's when into your Monday. That's when we're going to start to see things kind of change a little bit. We have this warm front move in. That's going to give us those 90-degree temperatures on Monday, and then this cold front right behind that is going to drop those temperatures down for us into that 70 degrees for you by Tuesday, and then we'll see things starting to warm back up again into those 80s. But we have no rain chances in there. Maybe a chance for a scattered thunderstorm or what have you as we go into those afternoon hours, but that's kind of that pattern that we have going this time of the year.
Has your child ever asked if they could have a snake, maybe more specifically a boa constrictor? Anyone? Anyone? No?
A boa constrictor.
Yeah. Well, before you say yes, you might want to consider some important factors like size and diet.
Color Rate's Melissa Scavelli and Jeff the Nature Guy checked in on Zoo Montana's new boa constrictor that they rescued and are rehabilitating.
I'm Melissa Scavelli, and I'm here with What's New at the Zoo and with Jeff the Nature Guy, who has decided to take me in to the boa constrictors.
This little lady, she doesn't even have a name yet. She's so new, and you're probably wondering, where the heck are we? We're in an exhibit right now. However, everything's closed off because she's in a quarantine. Something we have to do anytime we get a new animal in, and especially this young animal, this young lady, she's kind of got some special things we're taking care of.
You guys rescued her because she, as you said, had some burns on her, right?
She did. So, you know, anytime somebody wants to get a snake like this, I can't tell you enough how important it is to do your research. These animals take specialized care, and what it really comes down to is the heating element for this animal. Unfortunately, was kept a little too hot and underneath an exhibit, and it caused some pretty major burns on her at a private home. And so underneath her body here, she's got some pretty extensive burns that we are treating. So because of that, she hasn't been eaten for almost a month now. And we are proud to say, just the other day, she did eat for the first time, so we do know she's starting to feel better.
They eat mice and rats.
We feed them rats and even small rabbits when they get big enough, yeah. And they're spoiled here. They even got a hot tub. So I like to say it's my private hot tub. When I get cold, I come and sit in this with the snake and hot tub with the snake. But that's the life I live.
Well, you can come on out here and you can check out this fabulous young lady. She will be on exhibit once she feels a little bit better. Maybe Jeff will even let you come in and hang out in her hot tub. So make sure you come on out here and check her out at Zoo Montana.
Now, while this boa isn't quite on display yet, you can check out all of her snake friends on the living wall at Zoo Montana every day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Remember, if the weather is questionable out there, be sure to give the zoo a call first.
The walkout at Billings Senior High School started with just 5 students, but ended up with more than 100 students walking out of their classrooms, not to take away guns, but to make changes to school safety.
What do we want? What do we want? Safe school, safe school. When do we want them? When do we want them? Now, now, now.
Signs and chants filled the front lawn of Billings Senior High and Billings West High for 17 minutes to honor those lost in the Parkland, Florida shooting.
It was so powerful because I'm out here today fighting for my right to live at school and to feel safe.
We've lived with this our whole lives, and so I don't think they get it, that this is like a normal for us, and that is in no way appropriate.
These are students of the mass shooting generation, and they say they've had enough.
No more silence and gun violence.
We are students, we are victims, we are change.
Billings Senior High student Anna says Parkland, Florida may be far away, but the students of Marjorie Stoneman aren't. So changes must be made.
Next step is just like, we've now made ourselves heard, and now we have to like do the work, like call, write, follow up.
Students at both West and Senior High schools hope their administrators hear them and step up to the plate.
Now that we are the generation of mass shootings, like, we don't feel safe at school.
The students here are asking their peers to write to their legislators and push for safer schools. In Billings, Melissa Scavelli, Montana, Right Now.
And students have also organized a march downtown that will be held from 10 a.m. to noon next Saturday, March 24th. The students say it's open to everyone in the community who wants to take a stand for school safety.